Global warming started being apparent in the 1850s with the hockey stick controversy. The hockey stick controversy got its name from looking like a hockey stick with the constant but vague decline in temperature from the year 1000 to the mid-1800s with a steep incline from the 1800s to modern day. What made it incline in the 1850s is the sudden uprise in factories in the industrial age, which unfortunately has only gotten bigger and more damaging throughout time. With these factories came cars, which started being built and sold in 1885 by Carl Benz. These gasoline-powered cars are now building up pollution and damaging the environment. Many cars only have one person in them at a time instead of carpooling or taking mass transit or environment-friendly transportation like walking or riding a bike. All the pollution from the factories and cars are creating greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbon, and sulfur hexafluoride. The greenhouse effect is when these gases, mostly carbon dioxide, get trapped in the atmosphere and make the earth warm. This is somewhat of a good thing, but with the extent of it has gone to bringing the earth down with its negative effects. One of which is the rising sea level. The world's average sea level has increased 8 inches since the year 1880, but is rising much faster in the East Coast and Gulf of Mexico, which explains the rush of intense hurricanes in that area over the past few years. Hurricanes are natural, but research shows that the intensity and destructive power has been increasing since 1970, along with the heat of the world. Another negative side effect is the intense heat waves and droughts. In the past 134 years, all but one of the 16 hottest years have been since 2000. The lack of rain and snow in the winter is strongly impacting the plants and crops in nature and on farms. While the droughts on farms are going to affect food sources long term, droughts in forests and mountains are threatening lives immediately. In 2015, American Fork had 13 wildfires and Salt Lake had 67 wildfires due to dryness and overheating.
The massive wildfire burning in southern Utah is now the largest in the country. Flames that started near the Brian Head Resort grew to 72 square miles Monday. State officials say it's burned 13 homes and forced 1,500 people to evacuate. Dry, windy weather is making it a tough fight. The hot, dry weather is also making things tough in California, where firefighters are contending with 2 new, powerful, fast-moving fires.
Another side effect of global warming is the likeliness of getting sick. The pollution in the air in bigger cities is known for causing sickness from the common cold to a serious illness. This comes from the condensed use of gasoline-powered cars. Unfortunately, the current president doesn't agree with the subject. In fact, he thinks global warming is being used for someone else's benefit, and even though time and science can prove him wrong, he sticks to his gut.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax.
The president has tweeted climate change skepticism at least 115 times, including a claim that the concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese.
This is Dr. Brenda Eckwurzel, a senior climate scientist at the Union of Concerned Scientists. She's studied the environment for more than 25 years. Does she believe in climate change?
That's like asking if you believe in gravity. I know from the facts as a senior climate scientist that climate change is real and it's affecting us now.
Now back to President Trump. Let's start with this part of his response.
There is a cooling and there's a heating. I mean, look, it used to not be climate change. It used to be global warming, right?
Actually, it's always been climate change and global warming.
As a scientist, we tend to use the term climate change because there's all sorts of changes that are happening on the planet, including global average temperatures rising over the long term. And that latter part is called global warming.
The president has a theory as to why global warming isn't used as much in his view.
That wasn't working too well because it was getting too cold all over the place.
It is not getting too cold. Global average temperature for the Earth is warming, and that's a fact.
The book, The Discovery of Global Warming, was written by a physicist and historian, Spencer R. Ware, who goes along each event in time that leads up to the current opinion on climate change, starting from when men had to fight for their lives to now where there is so much information that people can make more than one accurate statement on one scientific subject. Although we can't stop our way of living completely, there are ways to decrease global warming. Using solar panels, physical transportation, and supporting local non-factory businesses, greenhouse gases can be decreased immensely. But if we're not careful, it is expected that the temperature will rise by 0.7 degrees Fahrenheit between 2081 and 2100.